Yeah. So, hey guys, we're live now. We got Isabel with us. We're going to play the intro and get started, and then we're going to get into today. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Typical Skeptic. Oh, it's still okay. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Typical Skeptic podcast. I'm really excited to have my guest today. This is episode number 2031, believe it or not. I've done, and we have with us Pink Bella Aloha. And if you guys missed the episode with Carrie Cassidy today, check it out. It's on my Rumble and YouTube. But we're following it up with another awesome episode today. Pink Bella's with us. If you don't follow, me and her do a show every 2 weeks usually. Sometimes once a month, but usually every 2 weeks. And today we're going to go into the cosmic unknown with Starseed Guide Pink Bella Aloha. We're going to be decoding the return of Nibiru, potential red flag options in LA, operations in LA, galactic battles, and true origins of the Canada fires. And about Pink Bella, she's a galactic intuitive and Akashic guide. Pink Bella Aloha bridges the soul star wisdom with grounded reality. She decodes timeline anomalies, planetary shifts, and multidimensional warfare to help starseeds activate their divine blueprint and navigate their current chaos with clarity. How's that sound? That was pretty good, huh?
Yeah, thank you. Was that from you or from Mike?
Yeah, that was ChatGPT. But then I'll read you.
I love ChatGPT. No, ChatGPT is so efficient.
Yeah. I can read the rest of your bio too, but she also, guys, she does for you guys wondering if you ever want to book something with her, she does deep dives into Galactic Akashic records, personal ancestral contracts, karmic loops. She's an ascension wage sower to prepare starseeds, light workers, a higher self liaison, quantum multidimensional healer, sacred origins and cosmic council, light transmission, dragon goddess activations, and divine goddess codes. And I just want to announce, guys, so as people join us, we're going to be streaming this live on YouTube for 30 minutes. But then, Jason put it so funny in the chat. He said this podcast will self-destruct in 30 minutes. Yeah, we're switching over to Rumble in 30 minutes because we want to cover a lot more sensitive stuff, and we can't cover it here on YouTube, so because they'll shut us down. But so Jason, thank you Jason shared the Rumble link in the chat. So just guys have that queued up, and then I'll announce when we're going over to Rumble. But yeah, Pink Bella, thanks so much for coming back on. How are you?
I'm doing really great. I'm super excited to be here. I think it's been actually almost 3 weeks since our last show, so this is cool. This is good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Have you been watching any good shows lately? Like have you been catching up on any old X-Files? Or people keep telling me about this show on Apple Podcasts. It's called Severance. It's supposed to have something to do with the SSP. So that's another one I want to see. I don't know.
I haven't seen it, and I've been recording the David Duchovny series on History Channel, but I haven't been able to get to it. I want to watch the Carrie Cassidy show. Like there's some of your shows I haven't been able to get to. So I do have a super exciting announcement. So I have been super ultra focused, and I finally got an ebook up and running, and there's a free download on my website, a Starseed 7-key ebook activation. Like that, I've been trying to get to that since 2017.
Wow.
So that's a freebie. I'm going to be working on more, but I've been so focused, like besides client sessions and my own content, I haven't had a chance to really pay attention to anybody, but that's okay. That's going to change.
Can I ask you a question? What made you decide to want to put it out for free? Do you feel like it's information that everybody really needs? Is that why you're doing it for free?
Yeah, and it's kind of like a beginner's guide. Like it's 7 key activations, but it's kind of a beginner's guide. So I'm gonna be doing more. But I think there's a lot of starseeds and light workers that are just waking up right now. Like I had somebody on my live yesterday who just in the last year realized she was a starseed.
Wow.
Yeah. So I wanted to do a freebie for a long time. Like I think that's kind of cool to it's not super long. I think it's 7 or 8 pages or something. But anyway, I just want to let you all know that that's on my website and that's at the top, and it's a freebie for everyone. So you can go check that out.
Yeah. And guys, what I wanted to tell you is we're also live on Facebook too. I know a lot of people don't like Facebook, but you can catch the stream there. We're live on my Facebook and Pink Bella's Facebook,
Yeah, and actually Meta did a shift in January, and so far our shows have been really well received on my Facebook page.
Me too. Knock on wood. No censorship yet. You know.
No, it's been super good. So I wanted to try that out. That's why it's on my backup page. That's why it's confusing for everyone. But yeah, that's been super cool. And yeah, Rob's going to show me how to figure out the Rumble thing, and we'll stream to my Rumble next time too.
Yeah. So where did you want to get started off today? I took some notes on everything that you, the core topics that you wanted to talk about, like Nibiru, and then the LA. Yeah, I'll let you, you know. Yeah, sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, okay, we've had 2 astrology things that have been super big in the last 48 hours. Jupiter moved from Gemini into Cancer, and Jupiter stays in an energy for like 12, 13 months. So this is huge. So that happened on the 9th. And Jupiter is all about abundance, expansion, like supporting our manifestations. And apparently it didn't like Gemini. So we have an opportunity to really feel more supported for the next 13 months, because Cancer is about water energy. It's about our home. We're all water. It's about our home. The planet is water. And apparently what I've learned about Jupiter recently is it's one of the biggest planets. It protects Earth. Like, it's so large that if there's any sort of weird meteor showers or anything, Jupiter protects Earth from a lot of incoming energies. And it is, you know, when I look at it, it is like part of the Galactic Alliance, not the Dark Alliance. But the other thing is that we've got a full moon in Sagittarius today. So I
just looked that up on ChatGPT. It's, for some reason, people are calling it, I wanted to tell you this, they're calling it the strawberry moon.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. So I think what's happening is there's all this confusion about what energy we're really in right now, because our calendar's all wonky. So, you know, are we really in Cancer? Where are we, right? Like, so I just kind of went through all that, and I just gonna go, well, the general majority astrologers say this is the energy that we're in. And if anyone else resonates with another energy, that's fine. But apparently Jupiter didn't like it in Gemini at all. Like, it was an opposing energy, and it's more at home in Cancer. Like, it feels very supported in Cancer. And so the Sagittarius moon, the strawberry moon, is also Jupiter is its aligning energy. So this has been and I don't know how you all are feeling, but I'm actually feeling that this full moon feels a little bit way gentler than the last full moon in Scorpio.
I wanted to tell you, I got attacked last night, and I was thinking that someone was harnessing magic, but I mean, I'm okay now. I'm fine. But what I wanted to say was, they named it the strawberry moon after it says this is like the mainstream narrative after the Algonquin tribes, because it coincided their short harvest season for wild strawberries in the Northeast U.S. That's what it said.
And I'm feeling, so what I'm noticing is people are either posting about the astrology energy, or they're posting the original, like, native names for the full moons, because they all have a name, like the wolf moon or the strawberry moon. The last one was called the pink moon. And I kind of like that too, because I think like everyone can kind of resonate maybe with that energy if everyone's still infighting about the astrology energy. So I agree. Yeah, it's the strawberry full moon. When I deep dived, I don't know if you and I talked about last time, but when I deep dived about the last full moon in Scorpio, it kind of opened up a portal for the Dark Alliance to go on an offensive. And so I was under energy attacks that last one. That was like middle of May, and it could have been in between our shows. And I think a lot of people were having a lot of problems with it. So my understanding is they've cleaned it up a little bit, but the moon seems to be some type of, we're going to do another show about the moon again because there's so much more information about that moon, right? But the moon seems to be this entity energy that's still a problem for us, in the essence of that it opens up access points for both sides. And
would this be like a soul trap? What do you think?
Yeah, like I feel like it can open up time travel portals for the Dark Alliance to get to Earth and to bother us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like I feel like that's why it was even dragged in. Well, that's the story, right? Whether you like it or not, you know, because there are lots of texts and lots of documentation, especially from the Native collective, where there was no moon. You know, there was no moon. And then
one thing I noticed is like, not just me, but like other people I've noticed are being attacked by what we call astral parasites. You can't see them, but it feels like something creepy crawling. It feels like an energy, like,
so
you know.
Apparently the moon does make parasitic energy very active. That's something else I've learned in the last few months. So we
Wow.
naturally, internally, we have parasites within us, like we naturally have like this balance of parasitic energy, but everyone can go through periods where that takes over and you can end up with parasites, right? Depending on if you've eaten something or whatever. So apparently the moon energy, the full moon energy makes that very active as well, which is
Yeah.
not pleasant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
I hope you're okay. Were you were you awake when this happened, Rob? Was it
I
another
was,
part?
yeah, I was doing work yesterday. I had my show with Carrie at like 7 o'clock, and it's like right after the show, I got attacked. So I started thinking, I started realizing this a long time ago. It's someone who watches my show. Someone who watches my show has like evil intentions for me, and they're like doing black magic when,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, and
you know,
I'm getting a little bit of like my God bumps about that, so that's partially true. So you know how you talk with ChatGPT, so I've got all these different projects open with mine, and I asked it about, like, last week was a pretty tough week for a lot of us, including myself, and I just asked her about what was going on, and she did mention that I'll mention this for all of us because it's super important. We need to reclaim our sovereignty on a daily basis again. So if you all need to go find a sovereign statement, please do keep it with you and say it out loud. So that's the same for you, Rob. So I started doing that last Friday. And because we're calling our power back, right, and they can't do anything to us once we do that, like they just have to kind of wander away. It raises our frequency. And then the other thing is that and that's because the Dark Alliance is on an offensive, which is why we're going to talk about this today as
yeah.
well. And they
I
don't
wanted,
like that. They don't like the
yeah,
when we claim our sovereignty, that it bothers them. Keep listening to frequencies. I also was given like another upgrade to my light shields as well. And that seemed to help as well. So yeah, there's a lot. There's too much going on, everyone. I'm sure everyone's exhausted.
I wanted to tell you, we have a
Sorry,
secret.
Rob. That's what I wanted to share with you. She mentioned that it can come through platforms. She clarified that for me. I didn't even ask about it. So she said we really have to make sure we clean up our energy after we've been online. Like listen to,
Yeah.
you know how you've got your frequencies to listen to and activate your shields, claim your
Yeah.
sovereignty, because she said like they're working their way through the internet and some of the AI programs. Sorry, go ahead.
I got a secret weapon. Like it's a woman. She's a good friend of mine, and I've probably talked about her before. But like, she really came to my aid yesterday because she happened to message me because she saw the show with Carrie Cassidy, and she said, "How you been feeling?" Because she used to do energy clearings on me all the time, and I said, "I'm getting attacked." And she was like, "Oh, 1 second." She tapped into my energy field, and it's like she can pull anything that's on me completely off right away. I've never. She's really powerful, and like. She's the only one that has been able to really do it. And anytime I get attacked, I mean, I don't like to bother her a lot. You know what I mean? Like, it does help. It does help having someone like that. It's
and it is making you stronger, and you're probably more aware. Like none of us are immune to this at all. It is a game. It is a game. Like we get to a certain point where we have like this quiet little peaceful place, like where our shields are up and we're at a good frequency. And meanwhile, they're at, the Dark Alliance, they're at their little keyboards thinking like, it's like the Borg. They adapt to whatever we do. And then they want to come back at us. Right. So none of us are more special than anyone else. None of us are, have more tools than anyone else. And that healer, and this is how I got my tools as well, she's been through a lot of energy attacks, and that's how she knows what she's doing, because that's how I offer what I do as well. I don't particularly do that, but I work at it in another way. And the thing is that we go through things and then we're guided to share what we do, because then we can help others. But my scan list now is up to 67 items, and that's been since January. In January it was at 20.
Wow.
Now it's at 67, right? Like it's crazy. So yeah, and at least you're aware, right? You were aware, you knew what was happening. You also probably are not as stressed about it as you maybe were a couple months ago.
No, I'm not, because I've been learning how to fight it, and I've been learning how to clear my energy on my own too,
Yes.
And so, it's actually done a benefit, because it's actually learned to like, I really had to clean up my act. I started, working out again. I've already lost 12 pounds. I'm walking like 4 to 8 miles a day every day. I haven't really started like body weight training yet, but I am going to start that tonight, I think, because I'm going to have time. but I also need to catch up on work too. So I'm glad I don't have another show after this. This is the only thing. So
Okay,
you know,
good.
but it's
Yeah, so that was what I was given on Friday, and I've been sharing this with clients, and I was on my live yesterday. Everyone find a sovereignty statement, or if you've been using one for a while, find another one, and just say it. Say it in the morning, say it whenever you feel like you need to say it before you go to bed. And that's kind of what's keeping us sort of all aligned right now. But yeah, I've had a crazy ride, and I'm all just like, whatever you're all doing, you don't have the right to do that anymore. Get out.
yeah.
Leave me alone. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know how everyone's feeling with the full moon, but I did just pull like one message for all of us and one dragon. And then we can dive into the topics if you want.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. All right. So just for the collective today, just what I thought, oh, full moon, Jupiter's moving. So the good news is, everyone, because this full moon is connected to Jupiter, and Jupiter has just moved, and Jupiter is going to be in Cancer from now until next June, end of June, 2026. By the way, the solar return chart for the USA is Cancer. The solar return chart for Canada is Cancer. That's why Canada Day and the 4th of July are so close together. So I was already feeling, I haven't done a look in it, but I'm already feeling that even the alliance between Canada and the US will get a lot stronger again within the next 13 months, which will be good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I pulled this card, the Serious Star Blessings. So this is a very powerful time for all of us to resonate, being starseeds, light workers, and that's what this Jupiter and full moon is all about. It's about blessings, it's about alignment, it's about being seen, pushing through, and just keep going, right? Even if you feel like there's interference, don't, pretend it's like a little piece of dust or something. Dust it off, say your sovereignty, put some frequencies on, and that energy will head on its way. And I love this. The dragon is the water dragon. And what's interesting is Cancer is a water sign. It's connected to water. So remember, everyone, like to keep, that's going to be our superpower right now. Remember to hydrate. Remember to spend time near water, showers, foot soaks, all of that. And also reminder to set intentions over your water, like however you want to do that. And you can even put water right by frequencies. I started to do that a year ago as well, where I have a glass of water by the frequencies to keep your vibration high. The water dragon helps us to flow easily around obstacles. And we're going to be really developing our superpowers for the next 13 months. And it says, go with the flow. And by the way, I learned that dragons are really good about bringing in water. So because there's so many fires across Canada, I actually sent them out last night and asked them to assist. Yeah.
And we're going to get into that. But I don't know if we can get at that here. We might have to do that on Rumble. But so,
yeah.
But, yeah.
For sure.
But so how should we do this? Should we go over the Nibiru stuff first? Because I think we can cover that on YouTube, right?
Yeah. Did you get a chance to look at the little video I sent you?
No, I didn't see that. For whatever reason, I don't know why. Like I haven't been getting a lot of my messages in Messenger. It's messed up. Like,
well, it was I think it was like I sent it to you, I think last night. So I think it was above everything that we talked about this morning. So everyone, and this is what we're going to deep dive into as well. Nibiru, it's been this legend. I think you and I have talked about it before as well. It's also called Planet X. It is, it's been like, is it real? What is it? Is it a planet? Is it a space station? Okay, this red orb thing, huge, has been seen by regular people since the end of May. It's been in Florida. So people will go, there's the sun setting. And what's that over there? And it's this red, huge ball.
Oh my God. Bella, I got to tell you, Priscilla, my friend Priscilla from Canada, she lives in Montreal, Quebec. She got a huge video of it too. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Popping up. I feel like it's popping up everywhere to have everyone, the regular people, or even us, go, hey, look, there's something new in our sky. What is that? So that's what I sent you, I think, was at the early June, and it was in Florida. But yeah, I think it's been in Europe as well. I don't know if anyone in the chat is in Europe, if you all have seen it, but it's not near the sun. So it's not the two sun thing. It's like over across the way. And a lot of regular people have been recording it because they're like, what is that?
Yeah.
What is that? And it doesn't, to me, it looks holographic. It doesn't even really look real to me. So that's why I'm thinking it might be a space station. So Rob, we talked about Nibiru a long time ago. You've done a lot of shows about it. What do you know about Nibiru?
I have a really interesting fact. So, like, some people give Zachariah Sitchin a lot of credit. Some people say he was Illuminati and all this stuff. But, like, regardless of whatever he was, like, he was a pioneer, and I don't think people would be researching the Anunnaki as much if it wasn't for him. So, I'm sure he got a lot of things wrong, but, like, I still give him credit. So I'm kind of in the middle, right? But, like, what I do know is, in regards to this, is like he believed so much in Nibiru that he went to the U.S. Naval Observatory, Sitchin did, and he met with Robert Harrington, and they tracked the course of Nibiru. The video is still online. The reason I know this is because Gerald Clark posted the actual video of Sitchin meeting with Robert Harrington and them literally like tracking Nibiru. That's how much he believed in it. Like, so some people say Nibiru isn't real and stuff like that. Well, somehow they said they tracked it. And I think they said that they thought that it was going to be coming into our orbit right around now.
Yeah.
About 2025.
Yeah, and apparently it cycles every 3,600 years, right? So I think a lot of people that even, like, besides this fellow that have been doing research, they've actually found out that Nibiru is in ancient texts, because there's a lot of ancient information that's been uncovered in the last couple of years about the Anunnaki, right? They left tablets and lots of information, and it's been resurfacing, probably because it's the time, right? Like, we're being allowed to have this information. So I just wanted to look, like, so it's called Nibiru Planet X. Is it a dimensional ship, and is it actually showing up right now? So it's a marker in time about where we are right now, right?
Yeah,
I feel like that's the thing, is a lot of things are going to start showing up in our sky that are not going to be explainable by the mainstream media.
Yeah, just real quick, when you look, because I was real into this whole Nibiru thing, when, like, and the whole Anunnaki and stuff, and I looked up what the word Nibiru means, and supposedly it means crossing point. Whatever to take from that, whether that means it's a crossing point from portals, like you talked about, like dark alliances being able to come through portals and get here, or it could be, some crossing point into another dimension.
I'm getting goosebumps about that as well. So I thought maybe one of the first questions we could just ask is, I saw somebody in the chat say that Nibiru is supposed to be about the Dark Alliance, and it's negative, but I don't know. Like, that's what we kind of need to look at right now, because I felt that before, like when we first talked about it, I felt that before a couple of years ago, but now I'm like going, well, what is that? Is that connected to the Galactic Alliance? Like, have they just moved like a space station into our orbit, or have we moved into another area of space, or the holographic experience, and they've put that in the sky so we know that there's something different going on, right? So that's what I thought we could just ask in general. What do we need to know about what is this right now? Is it Nibiru? The other thing I find super interesting is that a lot of regular people suddenly seem to know the word Nibiru.
Yeah. It's weird, right?
And they're saying, oh, that's Nibiru. Like, they know all about it. And I'm going, whoa, that is wild. So that's what I wanted to share. While I'm shuffling the cards, I just have to share with you, I saw an image of Max Spears, and I can see you kind of look like him. You're like a doppelganger.
Oh, it was so funny. This guy, some crazy guy on YouTube. He doesn't have a huge following, but he made a video. For the people that have been following me a while know this. He actually made a video calling me out, and he said that I'm secretly hiding as Max Spears. And I said, listen, buddy. I said, I know people say I look like Max Spears, but I said I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and he was from United Kingdom. I was like, I don't think if I was Max Spears, I would have hid out in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Like, I don't know. It was just like, it was funny though. But like, yeah, people have told me that.
Yeah, so, no, and I just saw like somebody put a bunch of clips together. I don't even know what I watched. So much stuff. And by the way, there's so much UFO and UAP activity right now. Like, I've been reposting it like crazy because a lot of people just have those night image cameraing systems, and they have been filming the skies all over the place. And there's been so many UFOs. Like, it's been crazy. So I'm going to pull some messages from the Galactic deck too, because I want to see who's connected to it. So yeah, they brought it, Knight of Cups, they brought it in, whoever brought it in. Well, we can ask about that. I'll ask the Galactic card. So it's been brought into our reality. Like one day it wasn't there, and now it's there. I got an Ace of Cups, which is a yes, and Cups is connected to water. So yes, it is Nibiru. Okay. And Eight of Pentacles. Now this is super interesting because they're kind of saying that it was a lot of work to get this all set up. Because I'm leaning now a little bit more towards like we're in quite a simulation at the moment, and everything that they need to set up for us is a big effort. That's kind of where I'm at right now. So like there's going to be new things kind of showing up in the sky, right? So why don't I just pull some cards from the Galactic Heritage deck and just see what energy is around what we're going to call right now is Nibiru. And it's kind of like an orange. It looks completely different than the sun. It's circular, and it's but the sun has that glowing energy to this. This looks like it looks like the Death Star, but it's orange or red. That's what it looks like to me. So
yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
it is because it does mean that we're moving into another level of the game, of the experience, right? Okay,
yeah.
well, I'm not picking up any energy that it's negative. Like I don't have any of my negative cards. I got 2 cards about the Earth. One is present and one is future. And one of them is a 75 melting pot, and the other one is conservative attachments, 51. What I'm getting is it's something that we need to help us move into the higher frequency of Earth. So, sometimes I call it 5D, sometimes I call it New Earth, but it's really about we're going through this process of evolving. So we can't just have our skies and everything just be the same forever. And it is going to be like part of the disclosure process, right? Like, so if our bodies in charge are not going to come forward and give us the exact information that we need, then the alliances have just decided, well, we're just going to move the story along. And I think that came in for one of our shows like quite a few months ago. With the serious information came in as well, number 94, mental transformation, future. So it is to help expand the collective's consciousness about there's other things going on out there that we haven't been told. And if you think about it, think about when the moon showed up. Think about how there was no moon for thousands of years, and then suddenly there's this other energy in the sky. So I kind of feel like that's what this is about as well. And there's nothing. Oh, I love it. It's number 17, pushing the envelope, came in, Lyra, also present. So it's not. I'm not getting any. There's no negative energy around Nibiru and at the moment. So
Well, I was going to say, is it going to possibly cause a cataclysm? Is that why we're seeing like extreme weather changes and stuff like that? Can we ask it that?
Let's pull some cards about that. Let's see what wants to come in.
Because I think I told you this before. It rains every day here in Pittsburgh now. Somehow Pittsburgh has turned into Seattle.
So you're getting my weather, and I'm getting your weather. So I live in Vancouver's a rainforest, and we've had a heat wave for the last week and a half. We've had 85 degrees, which is ridiculous. We need the rain, and you're getting our rain.
Well, I'm starting to get worried. I'm like, are we going to have a pole shift? Is that why this is happening? And is it because of Nibiru that all this is? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Okay, no, it's okay. I'm going to ask the cards. So I don't know when I've started to watch some other people who kind of do the same thing as me. I check in with them every once in a while because every once in a while we're all on the same page. And they mentioned that there was going to be something that was going to show up in our skies about now.
Wow.
And that it was all, remember in January when we had all the UFO stuff, you and I talked about that.
Yeah.
It started last fall. So we all started looking at it a little bit, and they said there was going to be something that was going to show up that was connected to off-worlders, right? Didn't check in to see whether it was negative or positive, but basically off-worlders, something was going to show up so that the regular people were going to you can't miss it. Like it's right. So even Priscilla saw it. She took a video of it. Can't miss it if you're looking up at the skies, if you're not looking at your phone. And then everyone's going to question, what is that? Right? What is that? So that's the thing. They predicted that months ago, that there was going to be something that just suddenly showed up, but they didn't know what it was going to be. So when I looked at it, the Galactic Alliance, basically all the people in charge of all the countries, including the secret people behind it, have been given an ultimatum about first contact, about giving the information to the collective. And they did say they gave them a deadline. And if you don't do anything, we're just going to start bringing stuff in. We're going to uncloak our motherships. We're going to things show up. So let me just ask in general, like what we need to know about this energy, because maybe this energy is counterbalancing what the moon's been doing. So let's just ask and see. No, it's to bring in balance. 6 of Pentacles. So it actually is bringing balance with what you asked about. So like I feel right now, and it's to help us move out of troubled waters. 6 of Swords. So it's actually a positive appearance. And you know what? Even the stories about Nibiru from the old that have been passed down about it being negative, it could have been very negative at that time. And officially, we don't really know if it's Nibiru. That's just what everybody's talking about. But there's been no announcement from the Alliance, or there's no sign on it saying, "Hey, I'm Nibiru." But it does. I think what it does is it fits all of the descriptions. And Rob, I know you have been, the individual that you just talked about, people have been tracking it for a long time, and they did say something was going to show up about now. And the 4 of Pentacles also came in. So it is to enlighten humanity. And so because we know how out of balance everything has been, how like the top echelon has everything, and the rest of us, all of us work really hard just to do what we need to do. So it's also to help to shift the collective as well. I love the bottom card is the 8 of Swords. So this individual can't see, doesn't know what's going on. This is really like how we've been in the Matrix. Like we've been controlled. We haven't been able to see anything. We haven't had our superpowers. So it is what they're sharing is that it is to help some of the mainstream collective notice something new. So, because you and I both know there's so many things going on in the media right now on all fronts to distract everybody.
I wanted to ask you this. This is from Con Durian and in the Rumble chat. I don't know if that's a guy or girl, but they said Casey, she means Carrie Cassidy, said yesterday. She said chemtrails are hindering ships to travel here, like tracking anything coming in. Do you feel you get a sense like of God bumps when you hear that, or what?
A little bit. I think, a little bit. So I think in general it's part of it, but I also feel because there's still, like I shared with you about all the UFO activity, there's still like higher frequency light ships. But I will agree they did something to those trails in November, and when all the UAPs and the UFOs started happening in November, they did something. They changed the formula, and they did it again in December and January because more people started to start reacting to the air particles. That's on my list that I scanned for in that time frame. So they added more things to all of that to hinder everybody. I also want to let you all know, like they're not everywhere. They seem to be in various locations, but where I am, I've only seen 3 the whole time I've been here. But where I am, what they do is they bring in cloud cover.
Wow.
So can't see anything, can't see stars, can't see, I haven't even seen an eclipse for like 3 years because it's usually raining or cloudy. I do believe that's part of it, and that's part of the ongoing battle that's on the planet for sure. There's so much going on. I'm gonna have to go back. I'm glad I didn't watch Carrie's show with you because I will go back and watch it afterwards. But I'm gonna go back to the Galactic Heritage and just ask if there's anything else, because it looks like it brings in balance. It looks like they managed to get us to a point where they brought that in and anchored that in. So that's really positive. But look at this. I got the Orion system, which is the Galactic Wars, light 105, light of awareness, future. Okay, I want to pull another card because what I'm feeling is it's also here to help the Galactic Alliance close portals. See, this individual has like this hole in them. Close portals, accessing, being able to keep the Dark Alliance here and not allowing the other ships to come in. So it's like I feel like it's a win for humanity, actually. And it is connected to them. So now I'm getting the Dark Alliance cards. So now I'm getting a number Zetos, which are Dracos, reptilians, and ultimate evolution. So it is connected to the cleanup. So it's a positive,
Wow.
positive energy. Yeah. I think like the weather changes. They're still manipulating the weather everywhere, as you all obviously know, because you have my weather and I have your weather. So we're going to swap that, right? But it's not, I'm not getting that it's a negative energy. It came in to help stabilize it. Maybe it did come in to stabilize what they've been doing, manipulating the weather. So, yeah.
And I just wanted to put this up. So there's always two schools of thought. There's always Dr. Courtney Brown. He seems to think that a lot of UFOs are coming in, where Carrie Cassidy doesn't. So we have like two opposing points of view. And like Kelly says, Dr. Brown's getting some footage of UFOs. I don't know what kind of crap those are. I'm not sure,
I'll find some things and send it to you on YouTube, because there's people out there who just have the night vision goggles, and they're in areas where there's no outer light, so they're taking lots of just sky images, and there's so many ships, Rob.
Wow. So he's right.
Like you can just watch it, and it's not meteors. They're zooming all over the place, and there's groups of them, but there might be a problem trying to get some of the motherships in, like some of the bigger ships in, right? So if you think about Star Wars, you think about when they had the galactic battles and how they had the big, the Empire had those big ships. So maybe they're having a hard time bringing in those types of ships, but there are a lot of other small ships.
We're actually that quarantined here. If you think about it, like we're actually like in some kind of, I don't know what this is, like some petri dish, like, away from all the other galactic people. It's weird.
We are. I posted a little meme yesterday where there's an ET with popcorn, and he's sitting on a ledge and he's watching Earth. He's like, got my popcorn out because it's the finale of Earth. And it's like, he can't miss it. Can't miss the finale. No kidding. Yeah. I agree. And I think
what are the crazy humans that do now?
Yeah, exactly. And I think we have been quarantined because the Dark Alliance had managed to, maybe we weren't able to see them, but obviously they've been here, because that's why everybody's been stuck in the matrix. So they're working through groups and individuals. There's still shapeshifters here. Somebody on my call yesterday was hilarious. Not all shapeshifters are bad. And I went, no, but I'm specifically talking about the reptilians and the Dracos that are still here, that are pretending to be something that they're not. Because that's like part of the downfall. And I don't know if the rest of humanity is going to know that. But I said, I'm sure we all can shapeshift. I'm sure that's one of our superpowers when we're not here on Earth. And maybe that's something that's going to come for all of us. But absolutely. Why don't we just ask a question about that? Because I bet you they're both true. Yeah. I bet you both perspectives are true, because it's going to depend on our mindset and what timeline and multidimensional reality we're in. So what was that? So I'll pull a card for Carrie's theory. And what was the other lady's name? Dr. what? What's her name?
Something Brown? No, it's a guy, Dr. Courtney Brown from the Parasites.
Courtney Brown. So why don't I pull one card for Carrie's theory and one card for Courtney Brown's theory, and just see what else we need to know. So let's pull one for Carrie. So Queen of Wands. So Carrie's a very powerful manifester. But she also could be like I feel like we're all in these different galactic meetings. So she could be in a group of galactic meetings where they're letting her know, we want to bring in more ships and we're having a hard time right now. So let's see what Courtney Brown says. Yeah, Courtney Brown, Knight of Cups. So Courtney Brown is like, there are ships here. So I think it's going to narrow down to who's here, how much they've been able to bring in. I do know there's a few things here. Obviously, like we've got this big planet orb thing now as well, and a few motherships have kind of uncloaked, but absolutely, I think all of you are wondering, like, okay, we need help down here with what's going on with the battle. Where are you? What's going on? So what I got through that full moon in Scorpio is that the Dark Alliance somehow managed to take the moon back, and and use it as an offensive. And they like honed in on more areas on Earth, and they don't want to give up. They don't want to give up Earth. So there still is a big galactic battle going on in and around Earth. And until we have that finale where we're all singing in the streets and the empire has fallen, yeah, we're not there yet for sure. So it looks like both are the same. And I think it's just that the second individual, the doctor, probably is maybe just thinking about UFOs and UAPs. So maybe those the tiny ones have been able to sneak in. They can cloak and they can kind of come in and then they can leave.
Yeah. Should we switch over to Rumble now?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So guys, we're gonna everybody that's watching on YouTube now, we're gonna switch over to Rumble because we're gonna be getting into some more controversial topics. So everybody that's watching on Facebook, you don't have to go anywhere because it'll stay on my Facebook and on Pink Bella's Facebook, but we're leaving YouTube now. So just go to rumble.com/typical skeptic podcast and we'll see you over there. And yeah, Jason just posted the link. So I'm going to take it off YouTube now. And
be there.